Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. You know what some of the best toy sets are? Combiners. Why? Because it's 5 or 6 different action figures in one that combine to an even bigger action figure. Talk about a bang for your buck. Today we're going to look at one of the newest combiners to come to us from Takara Tomy, the mother company of the Transformers franchise. God Neptune, aka the Seacons. Are they lame? Are they awesome? Today we'll figure it out. Unfortunately, I was kinda late to the game when the combiners came out. I got my first one for my birthday back in 2009, 2010, around when Revenge of the Fallen came out. It was the Devastator combiner set, but it wasn't like 5 action figures in one set. It was just the vehicles that combine together to make Devastator. It's a good combiner, it's not 5 robots in one, it's just one big robot that comes in pieces, basically. And then I didn't get back into combiners until well after the Combiner Wars had already finished its run. Which is a real shame because that is a set of like 5 or 6 figures that are their own independent robots that can ultimately combine to form an even bigger robot. And then the Power of the Primes came out and those guys could combine too, and I'm like, you know what? I need to get back on that. So I've been playing catch up ever since, with some fun results. Still not done, but we're getting there. That brings us to God Neptune. I saw this guy advertised on TF Source way back in September. TF Source is the best online website to buy Transformers stuff, in my opinion. And boy was I excited when I realized what this thing was, because it was, as far as I could tell, the only canonically co-ed combiner. That was a lot of alliteration. Let me explain. This combiner is actually a repaint of a previous combiner called King Poseidon. You're gonna see a lot of that here. Hasbro and Takara Tomy have a pretty bad habit of just reusing body and even head molds sometimes, and then just repainting them and naming them different figures to try to pass them off as having more characters than they actually do. As if someone would fall for that. Anyway, this set is another just repaint of stuff, except for one extra addition. This gal here is actually new. This character here is actually kind of a gender-bent version of the original character she's based off of. That alone was enough to get me to pay for this back when it was on sale in September, because I am a sucker for female Transformers, especially female Decepticons. And they're all kind of a similar build to the Decepticons that go into Abominus. Again, reusing molds and designs. But I ordered this anyway back in September, and it didn't arrive until January. This was originally going to be an unboxing video, but I got so impatient after waiting for it that when it arrived, I just had to get in there. So let's take a look at God Neptune and see how it rates on the awesome scale. A reminder, the awesome scale goes from 1 to 5, with 1 being lowest at lame and 5 being the best at awesome. So here we go. Like I said, this was going to be an unboxing video, but since it's not, I just wanted to show you the cover of the box that came in the mail. I just think it's pretty cool. It's kind of minimalistic, but it also looks almost like blueprints for the figure. And it has the giant Insecticon logo on the back. I don't know why it's Insecticon. Maybe this is just the Predacon logo. Okay, we're gonna start off with the leader of the group. This is Half Shell, aka a repaint of a guy called Turtler from the King Poseidon set. I guess he's supposed to be like a giant roided out turtle looking thing with like a million weapons on him. There's the shell. He's got clawed feet. Yeah, he's supposed to be a turtle. He's got a little head here. There's his teeth. It's funny. I love how this guy's the leader, but he's just a turtle. It's like, alright guys, you take the front and I'll take the back. That's not what he would sound like. So as far as movement goes, he stands up pretty okay. See him from the side. He's sturdy. He's got 4 legs, so he stands up nicely. As far as moving his joints goes, his head moves up and down, kind of nice. You can see the Predacon logo there. His front legs move back and forth okay. They're a teeny bit stiff. There's no knee joint. Whoops! They just go up and down. His legs turn. They've got this kind of joint for transforming. So yeah, you just move them up and down like that. And then the back legs have like reverse knees, so they move a little more smoothly, but basically it's just kind of like he's just like a tank. He's not meant to really move a whole lot there. And it holds in the beast mode, he holds together pretty well. Whoop. Yep, that weapon's a little loose. The weapons all fit fine. This one is a little bit loose, but they all have pegs. This is like 4 different weapons. So I take the weapons out, take his shoulder guns. These are the, oh my god, the feet. These turn into the feet for God Neptune. Take those out. Take this big old gun here. So there, now he looks just like more of a normal turtle. This is the chest plate. And that holds together fine. Those things will flip out. He's got, other than the weapon, that one cannon being a bit loose, he seems to hold together pretty well. Solid, stands up. Nothing's in danger of coming off. That comes off a little easily, but it's to be expected. It's played off, so now he looks even more just like regular turtle. Tortoise? Turtle? Turtle. I'm gonna say turtle. I mean, he's built more like a tortoise, but since this is a Seacon, since they're pirates, I'd say turtle rather than tortoise. As far as noises, he'd probably make, say for playing, he'd probably go, well, in addition to talking, maybe he might growl like a tortoise, and that kind of sounds like, ha! Ha! That kind of thing. Nice stiff jaw so it doesn't just fall over. So yeah, that's his beast mode. So now we're going to transform him. Give me a moment, let me look at the instructions. So let's see how well his transformation goes. And there he is. It is full robot mode. His head. His head's kind of funny looking. An interesting faceplate going on. Doesn't really have a mouth, honestly. I guess it's just a faceplate. So his shoulders are kind of tucked in pretty close to his body. His arms are real thick. His claws just flip over like that. So that was, how many steps was that? That was like 25 steps officially. Officially 25 steps. So not bad. I mean, simplistic, but not bad. Pretty smooth. Lots of clacking. Some stiff joints just because he hasn't been transformed a lot. But let's see. Let's see how he stands up. Stands up fine. The transformation holds pretty well. It's pretty simplistic, so holds nicely. There aren't many parts just sticking out for no reason except for the claws, because they just fold backwards, and it's like, oh nope, they're totally gone. Like I said, his arms stick a bit closer to his body than I would like, and he's got this big old chunking chest plate at the front. But whatever. He's it's just so there, you know. He's got knee joints and hip joints that go both forward and to the sides, regular hinge joints. His elbow joints, nice and smooth. He's got a shoulder joint, go both forward and back, which is good. No middle articulation. His head, it's got a little bit of a ball and socket joint, so it can point up and down, and turn to the side. So that's nice. Solid enough. He's tall. He's nice and tall. He's good. Half a foot, maybe more. And he is tricked out. Like, this is his gun. Hold that. Let's see, how does his weapon sit? His gun sits pretty nicely in his hand. Not a lot of give, so that's good. And these go into this backpack kind of setup here. So he's got extra shoulder cannons that sit at the back here. I tell you, this guy's packing. And then the foot cannon can apparently sit on his arm. There we go. Little joint there. So now it's kind of a shield. So that's good. And it folds down. It's nice and secure. Not a lot of movement. So that's good. So the weapons all sit nicely. A little stiff, but at least that makes it sit well. If I were to give this guy a voice, which I would, let's say he's the leader and he's a turtle. I guess kind of slow and measured, like, Seacons, it's time for us to board. Prepare your weapons for battle. Seacons, it's time to combine. Yeah, measured. Maybe not like Dory whale talk, but just, you know, he takes a bit of time to choose his words properly. Seacons, it is time to advance. That kind of thing. I think that would work for him. Okay, I changed camera angles because that angle was really not working. So let me show you one last picture. There he is. Okay, moving on to the next figure. This is Seacons, aka remold of Gulf from King Neptune. According to the lore, he is technically the oldest member of the Seacons team, but he's not the leader. He's like the second in command, but he's like the gruff old guy who's like, "Ah, you damn kids," or whatever. So that's kind of fun, which I think is actually kind of neat because he's based off of a coelacanth fish, which is the oldest known lobed fin or bony fish, I think. God, I hope that's right. As far as movement goes, he's he's kind of amphibious. Even though he's a fish, he's got legs and like fin arms. Those, yeah, they move fine. Again, a little bit stiff, but just simple movements up and down, up and down. The back legs, actually, back legs work a lot better than the front legs as far as movement goes. But it's simple, up and down, side to side. No side to side, just up and down joints. His mouth also opens to kind of a piranha-looking chompers, more like fish with teeth, almost Sharkticon looking, but definitely more fishy. Fishy? He's got two weapons that go on the side, just a couple of regular ion cannons. This is him without guns. His tail, that's part of the... Oh, here we go. Those are guns, I think, that flip out of his tail. And that's really loose. That's just kind of there, but it's kind of neat. I like his color scheme. That's fun, too. The weapons fit fine in these joints. Pop in and out pretty easily. A little bit of working, but they sit fine, can move, and they don't fall out very easily, and then they come out nicely, which is cool. Just imagine this guy running. So in fish piranha coelacanth mode, along with talking, he'd probably sound like I don't know. Nothing special. He's just a fish, so he'd just talk. He probably wouldn't even have time to vocal. I don't know. Fish don't roar, but if he did, he'd go, roar, roar, roar. Maybe. Now we're gonna transform him. Yeah, transformation involves a lot of flipping and pulling things out, but it fits together pretty well. Nothing's... Well, the only awkward part that's sticking out of the legs, and of course the whole head just sits back there like a big old backpack. It doesn't get tucked away very well, so it's too bad, but it, I think, sits pretty fine. His head's not obstructed by anything. The wrist joints are a little loose, but it's fine. And then he stands up fine. There we go. Looking at his body mold here, like I said, his arms are a little short, but his legs are fine built-wise. He's got hip and knee joints, no foot joints. The foot is just fused in like that. And he's got a nice ball and socket elbow joint, so that can flip around like that, which is nice. And he's also got a ball and socket joint going on his shoulder, which is cool. Like I said, his hands don't move, but the wrist joint that flips his wrist in and out is kind of loose, so it keeps getting bent backwards. It's a little awkward. And then his hips do turn around, so you can to the side. That's his head, a little stiffer, another ball and socket joint, but close knit, so his head doesn't really go up and down, it mostly just goes side to side. His eyes are really big. He's got really big eyes, he's got goggle eyes going on right now. So, looks fine, paint job's fine, mold is fine. The only thing I'm not happy about is this big backpack head. So, giving this guy a voice, he is the oldest. So, kind of thinking of in the vein of Ironhide and Hound, but not like that. Like, probably like, oh god, I hesitate to give him a pirate voice. Maybe kind of like Barbossa. You young cons ain't. You don't know nothing about sailing on the Rust Sea. You need more wind under your solar wind under your sails. More dust in your joints. Maybe kind of like that, or maybe sound him a bit more like Bill Nye's Davy Jones. Life on the Rust Sea is cool. Draw out his vowels. When you've seen enough of them, you don't take things lightly. Kind of like that. He's also a little stocky, so kind of bring his voice down into his chest. Seacons, while I'm in charge, you'll not be stepping on a line. That kind of thing. So yeah, that's Sealagon. Here's him with his guns. I think, how do his guns fit? Forgot to check that. They fit in his hands? Here we go. Yeah, that's fine. So we can double wield those. Open fire on my mark. That kind of thing. Yeah, that's good. Holds up nicely. Again, that loose wrist joint, though, looks like he's cocking his wrist when he shouldn't be holding his wrist up. That's the only complaint. Pretty solid, though. It works. And then he also holds his tail gun, too, so that's nice. Big ol' minigun looking thing, like thump, thump, thump. Yeah. So next up we've got, so he's originally billed as Terrormander, and he's a remold of Kraken from King Poseidon, but I think there's another figure in the set. See, there's these two guys. There's Sea Phantom and Terramander, but I think I just switched their names because Sea Phantom, he turns into a manta ray with like a dog tail and with back feet. So I think Sea Phantom works better for him because he's a manta ray, and when you think Sea Phantom, you probably think manta ray more, even though he's like a mutant manta ray. He's a remold, a lot like Cutthroat from Abominus, so he's got like these pterodactyl feet in the back. You can see they're bird feet. So he's a real mutant looking thing. And let's say he doesn't stand up very well. He stands up if you tilt him way up like this. So that doesn't look great, you know? So he spends most of his time in the water. It's also because his knee joints are really loose. So like, he probably spends most of his time in the water, but barely doesn't even use his knee joints. He's got a stinger back there. There's his gun. That comes off. Fits nicely right here on top of his head. He's got a couple of wing guns. We didn't even notice those. Those come off easy. Those look good. Look fine. And there he is without his weapons. Yeah, he looks fine from here, and then you got these doofy little bird feet sticking in the back. So he just looks kind of silly, honestly. Like, everything from the front is fine, and then you get towards the back, and you're all, what the hell? This doesn't look right. Again, standing up, joints are too loose, so he sags like that. So his knee joints are a little too loose. And then his wings, they fold like that. But other than that, they look best when they're like this. So it's not a very dynamic movement, honestly. He kind of looks like he's not really at home anywhere. I like the head. I like that part. That's pretty cool. So yeah, the weapons fit fine. I don't think I'd come up with any extra noise for him. He'd probably just talk or maybe make a noise while he's gliding. That kind of thing. When he's swimming. Kind of like that. So let's transform him. Short arms again. And his hands barely even stick out at all. There he is. I don't know how well you can see. I hope you can see his face okay. He looks like Batman. He's got he's got these two cat ears sticking out to the side. I've never seen this head mold before, so I'll at least give him credit, but maybe the head mold is for God Neptune, but he's got he's got two little cat ears sticking out the side of his helmet, and he's got a pointy nose. And it just an angry expression. I hate this big old chest piece here. So how did the transformation sit? It sits fine. He stands up much better in robot mode than he does in beast mode. Oh, are his hands backwards? No. They just look better from behind. Again, short arms. This time just a single hinge elbow joint, but a ball and socket wrist joint. His head is a lot looser than Seacons. His legs, hip, whoop! Oh no! Loose ball and socket joint for the hips. Elbow joints for the legs. So he sits fine. I wish his wings folded again, like if there was another joint on the wings. That would be nice. It's just this big freaking, I can't stand this big freaking chest piece right there. It's so distracting. He looks pissed off as hell, and he looks like Batman. So I try to do like a Kevin Conroy impression, but like a grouchy Kevin Conroy. Be like, I'm going in. I'm going in alone. I'm the only one with the stealth. No one else. Meh. It's like, Terramander, you stay out front. I can't have anyone crowding me. It's really because of his wings. You get them out front and I'll take the shot. God, he looks so mad. Why did you get in my way? I had everything planned. I had everything going right, and you ruined it. And then the truth is, it's because of his giant-ass breastplate and his freaking wings. He can't fit anywhere. So next we have Terramander, formerly Sea Phantom, aka Overbite. And he's just a mutant shark lizard. See, this is why I named him Terramander, because he looks like a salamander almost. I mean, he looks closer to a salamander than Sea Phantom does. He's got a shark tail, very specifically a shark tail. But from here back, he's a shark, and then he's got Ripper Snapper's claw front limbs, and these flat feet in the back. And he's just horizontal like this, so he stands fine. He balances really nicely in your hand. He's easily the sturdiest of them. Super white shark. Got a big old gun on his head. Take that off. That fits well. Not a lot of movement there. And then he's just like crawling on the ground. That's what he'd sound like to me, like really throaty. And Terramander's like, don't yell at me. He's just kind of like, whatever. He's low to the ground. He didn't care. Dude looks like their guard dog. Anyway, let's transform him. Okay, this part. This joint is so loose. Can't really... It just pops off. That's too bad. And oh god, that's so awkward. That's so awkward. That's even more awkward than the fish head backpack on Seacons. Oh, he looks even more like Batman. He's got even bigger kitty ears than Sea Phantom. Oh, that's funny. He stands okay. He stands fine this way. Just this part keeps flipping back and forth, which is really annoying. I like his collars. I like the color of his torso a lot. He's got loose ball and socket joints in the arms, and his wrist joints are pretty loose, so you just turn him around, probably because of his Wolverine claws. Knee joint, hip joints, good. This is so annoying, oh my god, I can't. Just stay. And then his head is nice and loose, too. Looks like Catman. He looks a little less laid back as a robot, honestly. So, voice be like Terramander's yelling and be like, "Oh man, get off my, there we go, it's the man, get off my case, man. I'm not interested in that, man. I just want to rip stuff up. You know, give me stuff to rip up. That's all you send him towards me and I'll finish him off. If you can't shoot him, I'll finish him off, yeah. Shoot him off, yeah. I'm Catman." Last but certainly not least, we've got Scylla, my favorite part of this whole Endeavor. She's a remold of, get this, Tentacle. This guy's name was Tentacle in God Neptune, in King Poseidon, but now she's Scylla, which makes even more sense because she's named after a Greek sea monster from the Odyssey. I love her. She's so ugly. She's like a real sea monster. Like, yeah. And she's got tentacles that go forward and back on the side. Well, no, sorry. These are her arms. These are the tentacles. But she's also got feet. So she sits up fine. She's got this big old mantle up top. If I gave her animal noises, because, like, I mean, squids don't make noises, but yeah, lots of hissing, you know, like, you know, that kind of thing. And I like that you can move her tentacles back and forth like that, and you can move her arms, whatever, tentacles, arms. She's got arms and a pair of tentacles. She'd be like, whoosh. Okay, so let's transform her. So there she is in robot mode. She's built like every other G1 style fembot we've gotten since the Combiner Wars. Got them thighs. One thing that makes her different though from the other Power of the Primes Combiner Wars style fembots is she's got the ankle joint, but she's also got a side ankle joint. So her feet can turn sideways like that. I don't know why you do that, but, you know, it's just a little extra something there. She's got leg joints, knee joints. She's got like another joint. Knee joints, hip, ball and socket hip joints, them thighs. She's got scales on her breasts. Loose arms, all ball and socket joints, just ball and socket, elbow and shoulder joints, and her wrists, again, unlike regular fembots from this line, from this era, she's got sideways wrist joints, which is pretty neat, and then her head is a nice amount of movement. She's got a slight up and down, more down than up, and then a sideways. So it's kind of like medium. And she's really loose. Like, her joints are very, very loose. And her tentacles, her arms, tentacles on the side, come forward and back. So in robot mode, she stands up fine. Her guns fit into her hand nicely. And she's probably my favorite, not just because she's the female, but she's kind of just built better than the other guys. Her transformation holds nicely, except for this big freaking backpack on her. And I love how her tentacles don't get tucked away, so she can, like, bring them forward and they can wrap around her body. I imagine that Scylla's kind of a giant pervert, just because she's a bad guy, and so these guys are from the Beast Wars 2 anime, which never aired in television, but it's like a 2D anime sequel to Beast Wars that isn't Beast Machines, I guess. And she's obsessed with a guy named Harpoon or Scuba. I think his name is Scuba. He also turns into a squid. He's a Maximal, and she's obsessed with him. She always, if she sees him, she abandons the mission to go flirt with him. So in my headcanon, Scylla is just the biggest fucking pervert ever. But apparently she's also got a giant temper, and she's, like, abusive and mean to her teammates. So, my voice for Scylla is like this. Like, ooh, I've never met a bot like you before. This should be fun. Oh, stop flirting. Stop playing so hard to get, you know. Ugh. You want to combine with me? Oh, please. You know, she's being nasty the whole time. It doesn't help that her joints are so loose. I mean, look at those thighs. And those tentacles. Be like, you want a suction cup? Oh. I'm too much of a geek about Scylla. I really am. So now we've got all these guys transformed into their respective robot modes, and then we've reviewed them in their robot modes. Now it's time to actually combine these guys, which I haven't done yet, so this is going to be interesting. He makes up, so Half Shell, the leader, he makes up the torso for God Neptune. Forward. So that's the torso and the head. God, I love this head mold. This head mold is awesome. It looks like he's wearing one of those scuba masks that have air, not like a regular scuba mask, but the scuba mask with the visor in front so you can talk through it. That's pretty neat. I like that a lot. This is solid. This is a good solid head mold. I'm a big fan of this. So for the chest plate, you put it in here. Stick it right there. There we go. We're gonna turn Terramander into one of the arms. So here's the hand, one of the hands, and every figure in this set comes with one of these hands. You can just flip around, doesn't matter which hand you choose. Kind of different from most combiners, he actually has articulation in all of his fingers. All 4 of his fingers. Not his thumb, but his thumb can switch back and forth. But I think that's pretty neat. They can, I mean, they're all bent to a degree, but yeah, pirate, throw you the bird. And put it in the slot here, in this little part here at his feet. There we go. Now he's an arm. Put the arm right. We're gonna slip it in this slot right here on the shoulder. There we go. Head and torso, head and left arm engaged. Next we're going to take Seacons. God, these instructions are so hard to read, I swear. He's going to be the right arm. Yeah, real easy, simple, ready to go. Put the right hand in, tuck it into where the feet are. It's got a nice joint. There we go. Slip that in to the right shoulder. These things are kind of in the way. Parts of the combining part don't hold together as well as I like. There we go. Okay, he's got his arms. Now it's time to make the legs. Who's next? Terramander. He's gonna be one of the legs. take one of these awesome feet. These feet are cool. Like, as far as the combiner goes, these are pretty unique. I like these with the claws on the bottom. Those go... Let's see, which way is he supposed to face? Okay. Right, so... There. That's leg. This comes in the front, like that. Oh, come on. Loose joints. Ha! Trying to do this in front of a camera for the first time. Doing this combination while... There we go. Okay. Leg 1 complete. Now we're going to turn Scylla into the last leg. Take the other foot and put it on top of her mantle like that. And now she is a leg. Slip that in to the last part here. Ka-chunk! And there he is in all his glory. This is quite the hodgepodge. I mean, look at this. This is like way less clean than the Power Rangers Zord, even from like the remake. And he's got, you know, he's got a gun. He's got all these guns. You can put all these guns to choose from. These shoulder guns actually, I think they can extend. There we go. The shoulder guns get extended. So I forgot to show you guys the swords, the blades. Every figure here gets one of these, or one of these. Half Shell gets this. What you do is you take Half Shell's sword, and then you take these two swords, and you put them together here, over this, there we go. These are funny looking little half blade swords. Take them together, make an extension for the sword, and then you take these triple blades, you stick them to the sides here. And then you have this big old Triton looking mace, Morning Star looking thing. So yeah, hodgepodge, he's got this big old Morning Star Triton mace sword. That thing looks nasty. Like, that could cut the whole of a boat, basically. Also, Scylla totally came when combined. Oh, yes! So he would probably sound like something deep and marine, like prepare to be boarded. Something like that. Because he's such a hodgepodge, his voice would be like a composite of everyone else's voice. Prepare to be... Oh no, his leg is coming off. Prepare to be boarded! Give me all your gold. You know? Okay, so like all combiners, unfortunately he's not very sturdy. He can stand okay on his own, like if you don't move him. His center of gravity is not where you'd think it is. It's like here. So he's a bit top heavy. And because he's relying on... Yeah, there's his knee joints, but they're way up there. Yeah, so he's a bit top heavy, so if you're not careful, he's gonna fall over. Not easy to pose. It takes a lot of work because he's relying on knees to be his elbows, and you can forget about moving his legs. Like you can, just he's not gonna stand up straight. He looks cool. I definitely like his color scheme. I love his head mold. And his chest plate is pretty cool, but again, he's really top heavy, so you can't rely on him to stand on his own. And again, I think, here. There we go. Okay, his weapon can stay in his hand fine. Yeah, there we go. There's a slot in the middle where that slot's in. So yeah, there we go. That's God Neptune in all his glory. The Pirate King of Cybertron. As far as the awesome scale goes, I'm gonna rate each figure first. So half shell, he's like a 3. He's like a 2. He's good. He's fine. He's sturdy enough. He holds together okay. His head is kind of stupid looking, honestly, with that knot mouth, so that takes him down a notch. And then Seacons, big backpack fish head, takes him down a notch, but he's an okay. He's got a bit of a loose. He's an okay fit. He's a good figure actually. I'd put him at a 3. I think he's pretty great, honestly. He's pretty good. Sea Phantom. He looks pissed off as hell. He looks like a pissed off Batman, which puts him at a 4, which is pretty cool. But his beast mode is kind of unstable, so that takes him down a tiny peg. So I'd rate him either like a 3 or 4, just because I like his design, even if it's not very practical. Terramander loses a lot of points because of that freaking loose shark head. It's not as loose this way, but I also like his head mold, so I'd put him also at like a 2, 3, 4 range. Good to pretty cool. Something like that. Just with this freaking head, and his legs are a bit loose and all over the place, so he loses a few points there, but I like his head mold. And then Scylla, of course, she's a 5. She's an awesome. I really love her. She's definitely my favorite, just in her concept, her design, her everything. She's easily the most solid figure out of the bunch. I'd say the lowest is probably Half Shell, because he's just standard and he's got a stupid face. Second lowest is Terramander because of his dumb, loose head. Then it goes Seacons, Sea Phantom, and Scylla. And then as a combiner, the only thing that really separates him from other God Neptune from other combiners is his design. But he's built pretty much, except for the torso department, he's built pretty much the same, and the way Scylla combines actually is different than how I've seen the other combiners work. But he's built pretty standard as far as a combiner goes. So I would give Neptune himself as a robot probably a 3 to a 4. Cool, great. He's pretty good. Maybe a 3. High 3, low 4. And then as a set, I would rate them a 4. A solid 4. A cool on the awesome scale. Because they have some drawbacks, but as a set, in total, they add up to be a pretty cool set. Especially Scylla. She gives everything an instant raise. So, yeah, that's what I'd say for God Neptune. This is a cool, pretty solid, flawed, but overall good. Worth the money. It was worth a sale. Like, it was worth being on sale, buying on sale for sure. So that was God Neptune. Definitely one of the weirder combiners I've gotten next to the Terracons. I like their overall theme because I'm a marine biologist, so I like that they're a part of the ocean. I like that they're pirates. I like how many freaking weapons they have. Like, how many guns and swords they've got. I mean, Neptune's sword is pretty neat. I really like this design. I like how much freaking heat Half Shell is packing. It's like he's making up for being a turtle by packing a bunch of heavy weaponry. I love the head molds on Terramander and Sea Phantom. They just look so goofy to me. And then, of course, like I said, I love everything about Scylla. Like, she's just a really, not only is she a fun character design, she's just a really solid figure. Like, she's a good figure. So that's my take. So that's my take on this latest combiner from Takara Tomy. But that will be it for today's video. Next time I'll be doing an actual unboxing. And I'm really looking forward to this because, one, it's a really specially made masterpiece figure, and two, it's my favorite character from the movie franchise. And well, unboxing it in real time, you get to see my real-time reaction for it. So, will it be lame or will it be awesome? Next time, in real time, we'll figure it out. Thank you for watching today's video on my latest acquired combiner. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a like. If you want other people to see this video, be sure to give it a share. If you want to see more stuff from this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so that you'll know whenever new videos are coming out. And if you want more content just from me, you can follow me on Instagram and DeviantArt. I do fan art there, which I'm new to, so please be nice. Every once in a while, both of which are Swampling Lover with an LVR. And if this channel becomes popular enough, maybe I'll start going on Twitter a bit more often. I don't like to do that very often, but if you guys have any questions or want to make requests for figures or just want to follow me, it's also Swampling LVR, Swampling Lover. My question for you today is, what is the weirdest bit of merch from your favorite IP you've ever gotten? Was it worth the money? Comment in the comment section down below. Thanks for all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao, bellas! Next time on Figure It Out, I will open this box!